been called the Great Resignation. Now we're hearing the Great Realignment. We're hearing about quiet quitting. What, in your view, is actually happening within the workforce?
Thank you, Emily. I'm so glad to be with you. I think what we're talking about is an amazing opportunity to really think about work. I think sometimes when we talk about this phase, we're so focused on whether people are working from home or from the office that we don't look at this opportunity from a future of work perspective. As you know, at Cisco, we have worked hybrid actually before the pandemic. We've had a lot of flexibility. And what we see at this moment is that one of the most critical elements about work is inclusion and flexibility, and really understanding there isn't a one-size-fits-all to the amazing work that we have to do. And if we're able to intersect flexibility with the work and innovation and connection that we're building, it can be an amazing opportunity and not something to dread.
So give me some specifics about how Cisco is changing its strategy now. We're coming out of the pandemic, but it's hard to know where new normal is really going to be.
Yeah, so the first thing that I would say is I think all companies are still learning and evolving. And the way that we're handling this at Cisco is in a very decentralized way. We've asked every leader at Cisco to really work with their team to figure out, against the backdrop of the work and how people are at their best, to make arrangements. And for some people, Emily, that means that maybe they're coming in once or twice a week. Sometimes it's a little bit more. But because from a Cisco perspective, we have been doing this for so long, what we can see is there's amazing opportunities. We see that career trajectory for people, regardless of where they're working, can be equal. And we also see another opportunity from a Cisco perspective, which is really all about the tech. What we see from our customers is they want to have an experience for their people that is similar, whether they're sitting in the office or sitting at home. And I think the other interesting thing right now is that we're seeing inclusion really intersect technology in a very different way, where the tech is working harder to make sure that every person is pulled into a meeting, innovation, a brainstorming session on a whiteboard. And I think that's going to be critical for all companies moving forward.
Well, that's certainly an opportunity for Cisco's WebEx. I'm curious for your take on San Francisco's downtown, which still hasn't recovered from the pandemic and seems to be coming back much more slowly than other U.S. cities. Do you think it ever will be the same? And what does that mean for tech culture?
I don't think it'll be the same, and I think that's part of the problem. I think that a lot of companies are stepping into this wanting to go back, and what we're realizing at Cisco is that we have to invite our people back into the office. Right now, Emily, we're talking about our leaders as having a new role, which is these event managers that are really thinking about that connection. I think the amazing thing is that all companies want the connection. They want to have the culture. But asking people to come in and sit on their own while they do their video calls or their emails just doesn't make sense to our people. And so I think it's going to be really the focus on the anniversary celebration, the brainstorming session, maybe the community give back that will bring our people to the office in a different way. And I think we just have to lean into that trend and try new things until we find what works.
So is the Silicon Valley kind of standard of, office gyms and catered food and on-site laundry, is that era over?
Oh, goodness, that's a really tough question. I will tell you that at the moment, I don't think those perks are as valuable as they once were. What we're hearing from our people is they want to work in an environment where they can contribute, where they can have impact, where they can decide on a week-to-week basis whether or not they're coming in. And so I do think there's going to be a new set of benefits and perks that are more meaningful to our people. It's interesting, Emily, because when I talk to my peers across industries, and for those companies that are mandating that their people come back, they're sharing that their people are still not coming back. And so it's not these perks that will bring them back. I think it's going to be one another. It's going to be teams and really having a career that fits your goals.
So in a recession, typically it's the employers who have the upper hand. Would you say that now as we go into a macroeconomic downturn, or is this time different? We've got about a minute left.
So I would still say that the individual has a tremendous amount of power in this environment. If I look like at an area like security, we know that 700,000 roles are still open. And that means that companies are continue to be flexible, they're going to be thoughtful. I think at this moment, I would still say that the individual has the power, but I do believe that we're going to see some more balance as we move forward.